Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you all doing today? I am Misty, talking about old racing history live from the Valley of Love in North Carolina. And we love horsepower in the Valley. And if you don't know, we are a horse town. But I grew up in motorsports, so what's better, right? Horsepower is horsepower. 1 horsepower here, 2 horsepower on a cart, right? So anyway, enough of that. We're going to go and watch, it's the weekend of the Roval in real life. I had just watched the Charlotte Busch race. I'm watching 1998 Dad's with Tim Fedewa. And I am trying to wrap up this book I'm doing. I'm not by any means done, but I'm close. I'm close to... It's written in my head. It's just gonna all get down there, and I got 5 drafts already started, and we're editing. I'm doing that stuff. So let's go to St. Louis. Never been here. We'll see how they go. Haven't seen this race either, so not sure. We're all watching it together.
Gateway to the West.
Got my coffee. Hope you do too.
Summer long, the eyes and imagination of the sporting world have been focused on Mark McGwire's magical home run ride. Today, instead of rounding the bases, they're gearing up to circle the speedway in the CarQuest Auto Parts 250. It's been 1 year since Elliott Sadler celebrated here in Victory Lane. Now he returns to defend his title. Standing in his way, 2-time Grand National Champion Randy LaJoie. Matt Kenseth trying to win his first championship. And they're all chasing points leader in legacy, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Today, the road to victory races through the gateway to the West.
Celebration of NASCAR's 50th anniversary, CBS Sports presents the CarQuest Auto Parts 250.
From the east side of the river in Madison, Illinois, we face the Gateway Arch in St. Louis. Welcome to the CarQuest Auto Parts 250. Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Joy with 2-time NASCAR champion Ned Jarrett. Ned, this race today is no McGuire, Sammy Sosa one-on-one. There's, what, 20 cars here that could win?
At least. Already 16 different drivers have won in this series in 1998, and certainly there are a lot of drivers who are capable who are not among that top 16. A lot of new young guns. A year ago that maybe wouldn't even make the field are up there winning races now.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. is 24. There's 10 drivers in the race younger than him. And 23 different pole sitters, including Shane Allen, or rather Shane Hall, who's won his first of the year, second of his career. Dave Blaney, the Charlotte pole sitter, in row 1. Row 2, veteran Jeff Purvis with Glenn Allen equaling his best start. Joe Bessie, last year's pole sitter here, and top rookie Andy Santerre. New Hampshire winner Buckshot Jones is 7th with Ed Barrier, who won at Hickory. And in the 5th row, just out of high school, Casey Atwood and number 2 point man Matt Kenseth.
And in row 6, we have Adam Petty making his first ever NASCAR Busch race, and along with Randy LaJoie, who's a 2-time champion. Then there's the points leader, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Joe Buford in row 7. Row 8 made up of former champion David Green and Mike McLaughlin. Row 9, we have Todd Bodine and Kerry Earnhardt, who's the older brother of Dale Jr. And in row 10, we have Kevin Grubb and Blaze Alexander.
Hermie Sadler and Indy star Tony Stewart in the 11th row. Then it's Mark Green and Elton Sawyer in a Ford. Curtis Markham and Bobby Hillen, whose car is owned by 4 St. Louis Cardinal players. Mike Dillon and Tim Fedewa, a 2-time winner this year. Jason Keller, runner-up here last year.
Fedewa dads with this
row
race.
16 is made up of Lyndon Amick and others of the young guns, and Mark Probe. Row 17, Wayne Grubb and Nathan Butke. Row 18, Perry Tripp and Jimmy Johnson. Row 19 is Elliott Sadler, last year's winner, had to take a provisional this year, and Jeff Probe. And in row 20, Ashton Lewis Jr. and Johnny Chapman.
Patty Moise in row 21, her husband Elton Sawyer also in the race today. And Scott Hansen, the ASA champ, makes his Busch Series debut, as does Eric Jones, the road racer. 5 cars failed to qualify, including Busch North regulars Eric Bodine and Joey McCarthy, Tracy Leslie, Joe Gibbs' son J.D., and Mel Whalen did not make the field. Ralph Shaheen.
Okay, this has got to be the time where, like, the last race Fuller was in the 42, and he told me he had coached JD some, so it might have been back in this era.
He will,
I'm
however,
thinking.
build his aggression over each lap till he finds the right edge to go racing. To Bill Stevens.
Yep, the rain
Buenos dias, hola.
today because yesterday after the last practice, the teams dialed in their race day setups. Then last night it rained, washed away a lot of rubber on the racetrack.
This
that could change their setups as
a
we go into
race
the race today.
in
Secondly,
St.
the
Louis,
wind,
Missouri,
20 to 25 mile an hour gusts
1998.
coming right down the main straightaway into these drivers' windshields.
Year
Which means
98.
the line that they want may not be the one that they can hold on to. Let's go back to Mike.
Thanks, Bill. We're going to ride with Matt Kens at the Lycos.com Chevrolet, Robbie Reiser's car, starting 10.
And also we'll be with Mike McLaughlin in the Gould's Pump Chevrolet number 34.
Okay, pardon you. We have.
And also the other
I
saddler,
got
Hermie
to
Sadler, and the
translate that.
T-Bolt Chevrolet.
And
Puestas.
finally, Busch rookie, but ASA veteran Scott Hansen in the Gray Bar Bus Fusion Chevy. That car run by Kenny
Mayúsculas.
Schrader entered out of Jimmy Spencer's shop. Well, it started out this morning
Estas
spinning
grandes.
rain and in the high 50s.
Oh,
It's up to 70
okay.
degrees now. The humidity is lower. 25 plus mile per hour wind gusts, and there may be rain later
Letras
today.
grandes.
Kim Brooks is on the flag stand. Carquest Auto Parts, the race sponsor, has a huge commitment to Special Olympics, and she will be competing in the Special Olympics Summer Games next year, and is our honorary starter today, a gymnast.
And the track
Who is
analysis.
that?
This is
Oh, a gymnast is
1.25 mile oval.
waving a
The bank is
flag.
11 degrees in the turn
They
to
always
9
go
degrees
this.
on the straightaway.
It's funny.
Somewhat of an egg-shaped oval. Turns 1 and 2 are much sharper than 3 and 4.
Coming out of turn 4, getting ready for the
Está
start.
bien. Good, yes.
Two spotters up there alongside our camera.
It's the green flag
Blaney on
now.
the outside, and then Black Pontiac and Shane Hall on the pole.
Blaney was on the pole a few weeks ago in Charlotte, North Carolina, as they get the green flag and hit into turn 1.
Sí,
Very green
mucho.
racetrack after last night's rain, and rain interrupted qualifying midway through, and that changed the starting order quite a bit.
Ah,
So
sí,
the track cooled off
Barcelona.
after the rain, and those that
Castellano.
qualified After that, qualified on a much better track.
En
They
la
still
escuela,
held the lead coming off of turn 4. It
Much,
looks like
muchos
Blaney might
antes
have it.
Their single five
años
on back through the first 10,
de
and
hora.
Dave Blaney. First time he's ever led a NASCAR Busch Series race. He drives for Bill Davis, who also owns Ward Burton's Winston Cup team. Takes the lead out into turn 1 ahead of Shane Hall.
Aprendo
In today's race,
español
35
de
Chevrolet, 7.46
Barcelona.
Pontiacs, the manufacturer's point breakdown there.
Like I mentioned today, Blaney had won the pole at Charlotte a few weeks ago, but he never led a lap.
Pero
He did
muchos
exactly
años
what
antes
he
de
did to
ahora.
Shane Hall. Someone else beat him
Ahora.
to the line, and he never was able to lead.
En la escuela,
Dave Blaney,
1979.
pole sitter this year. That set a record.
Pero
1995, Shane Hall,
en
23rd different pole
la-
sitters. Earnhardt Jr. in number 3. He and his brother going at it. That's Kerry Earnhardt.
muchos años antes de ahora, en 1995,
That battle for 14th position.
trabajando con muchos
Blaney leads Shane Hall.
personas
Jeff Purvis is third. How about Andy Santerre in that yellow
que
car?
solamente hablo español.
The Busch North graduate from Maine, having a just stellar rookie year here.
And Santerre might have been one of those drivers
No,
that had a disadvantage.
no
He
estaba,
qualified early before the rain came here on Friday.
no
But,
estudiaba
the track cooled off after that, and he
francés,
was the man that won the pole
solamente
until about 5 others beat him.
español
He's
de
already made his way up to fourth now
la
after starting in
España.
sixth.
His engine builder, Dave McMaster, who built about 180 different race engines this season, makes the trip from Maine each weekend to come down and help Andy out. In fact, a lot of the folks on that crew he brought with him from the Busch.
Ahora
3 laps. Dave Blaney has led them all.
la lengua aquí es más de Hispania. Es muy difícil para mí.
See how wide they come off of turn 2? That's a sharp turn off there, and they want to get as close to the wall as possible. Going into turn 3 now, this is a much wider turn. They can go in there at a faster rate of speed, and it's a good thing because the wind, that wind you were talking about, is blowing from turn 2 down into turn 3.
I asked Santerre yesterday, a first-timer here, I said, what does this racetrack remind you of? He said, well, turns 1 and 2 were kind of like Stafford, that egg-shaped, same kind of, you have to diamond the track entry. Stafford, Connecticut, turns 3 and 4 look a lot like New Hampshire to him, but he found a quick way around here. For the lead, Shane Hall, and he gets into Blaney coming off turn 2 just a bit.
Yes, he did. He saw the weakness on the lap before, that Blaney was getting a little bit high there, pushing up a little bit, and so he said, maybe I'll try him the next time, and sure enough, he has the lead now, and here comes Purvis in the 4 car.
Yeah, the Vultures smelled fresh meat, and it was Blaney. Jeff Purvis in the 4 and Andy Santerre in the 47 move underneath Blaney's Pontiac and up into 2nd and 3rd. 5 laps complete here in St. Louis. Shane
This
Hall,
race,
is back to the lead.
mi papá
Purvis is 2nd, Santerre is 3rd. They play to try to hold off Glenn Allen Jr. there for the 4th spot.
Estaba trabajando con un auto número 33, tercera y 3, correct?
In celebration of NASCAR's 50th anniversary, CBS Sports coverage of the CarQuest Auto Parts 250.
I have to really remember. No recuerdo mucho.
Across North America. You'll find it at CarQuest. Ford, the official truck of NASCAR, is built Ford top. And by Budweiser, official beer of NASCAR. Hey, race fans, this Bud's for you.
This is a tape that is it's a raw feed, so it's gonna have a little bit of downtime, no commercials, but I can skip ahead on these times. Okay, pits. Under caution.
On the outside pole sitter Dave Blaney. Here's Ralph.
Mike, he was a little tight in the center of the corner. He purposely set the car up that way before the start of the race today, figuring that as the race progresses, that car is going to loosen up a little bit, and then he'll be in great shape as this race moves on.
Alexander now makes a pit stop with 1 lap to go under caution to clean up some of that nose damage. Ashton Lewis Jr., the road racer, has also made a stop here under this last lap of caution. First yellow of the day. Alexander connecting with Kerry Earnhardt, and Earnhardt brushing the wall in turn 2 has brought out this caution.
Yeah, they might have waited a little bit late to make that pit stop. He was in middle of the pack, about 22nd position. I'm sure he didn't want to give up the track position, but after they surveyed the damage from just looking at it come down, as the green flag comes out, he's going out of the pits, and he's in danger of going a lap down.
Down a lap.
There you see him coming out of the pits, and the field goes by, so he will go a lap down. If he had come in a lap earlier, he might have been able to stay on the lead lap.
Jeff Purvis is your leader, driving for James Finch. And Ned, that'll be a 2-car team next year.
It will be, with Randy LaJoie coming on board.
And here's Santerre looking at Shane Hall's 2nd position. Santerre in 47, Blaney in the 93, Glenn Allen in the 99 are your top 5. And Buckshot Jones.
Just before the caution, and when we were in break, is when Jeff Purvis took the lead.
Oh, gracias.
Coming off turn 4 and going into turn 1.
E2.
First time that he's led all year. Here comes Earnhardt. Moving up, and Joe Buford in the 50, the new Nashville Speedway champion, challenging Earnhardt. Let's get an update from the 20-car pit. Here's Bill.
Yeah, Blaze Alexander made out a little bit better than Kerry Earnhardt in that exchange. They just had a little bent sheet metal under the radiator. They were able to straighten it out and get him back out there again. Kerry Earnhardt is back in the garage, broken right front brake rotor. It'll take him a little time before he can hit the racetrack again.
And yellow fever again, Bill. That's Perry Tripp we're looking at. The open wheel ace. He lost a little bit of.
Si yo hablo un poco,
What it appears to be.
Out of Fredericktown,
yo
Missouri.
recuerdo
Interesting, Ned,
más.
the two oldest drivers in this field are Scott Hansen at 43 and Perry Tripp at 42. They're the two oldest guys in the race.
Entonces,
They're both
usted,
rookies.
That is interesting. Isn't it?
usted,
But they have not run in this series,
ayuda a mí.
so they are considered rookies. That's a car that's owned by Ed Whitaker out of Bristol, Tennessee. For you fans who have followed this series over the years, Harry Gant had a lot of success in this car.
Yeah, you look at the way that number 7 is shaped, and it's pretty evident the lineage of that car. We'll be right back.
Let's see. It's a commercial.
The yellow car is Andy Santerre.
Shane
Okay,
Hall
green just come out.
long down the straightaway. The Santerre drives a little bit deeper into the corner. Ooh, and he gets a little bit loose. And I think that's what happened to Perry Tripp. He got his left wheels down on that cement, it looks like, down going into turn 1. And that'll.
This track looks kind
Now
of
Santerre
like
has to deal with Dave
Charlotte,
Blaney, fighting back to the front on the outside.
oddly.
Alexander back in the pits as the battle rages on for second place.
This driver will lose his life in a car wreck.
Saying that for third place.
Yeah, third now.
It's awful when that happens, but we lost a lot of them trying to make the sport better.
He's back to fourth. He'll have to regroup and try him again.
His 47 right in front of Glenn Allen in the double, and Buckshot Jones in the 00. Let's go to the pits of the series leading rookie. Here's Ralph.
Mike, Andy Santerre actually helped build this car, and as Ned knows, Ned, anytime a driver can actually get in there and help bend the metal himself, he really has that much more knowledge of the chassis and its design. It's that much easier for him to relate back to his crew chief exactly what that car is doing. It just helps that much more in chassis setup. One reason why he's running so well here today.
No question about it.
Cuando yo
Confidence in the car, and of course he had a lot of confidence going into this race too, because everybody thought he would win the pole. Said earlier,
muchas
the
linguistas.
lanes perhaps kept him from doing that. Not taking anything away from Dave Blaney and the guys who beat him, but Santerre was fast in every practice session and was on top.
If I learn more languages, my world is bigger. El mundo está más grande si yo hablo muchas la linguistas.
He started with Lee and then Richard, then Kyle.
La lingua.
Adam is Kyle's son.
Yeah, lingua.
36 David Green moving up around the outside of 43 Kevin Grubb. And they trade a little sheet metal right there.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's my dad's car.
Two-time winner this year on the series is Tim Fiedel in the car number 33. And you can see the damage to the back end of his
What the heck?
Chevrolet. He keeps going, and no caution yet.
I think he was a victim, Ned, when those.
Yeah, he got spit out.
He might have checked up, and somebody got into the back of him. And that somebody may have been Jason Keller, whose car is limping down the backstretch toward the garage. We're going to stay under green. NASCAR is really hesitant to put out that caution flag with a big rainstorm centered southwest of St. Louis. They want to try to get this race in its entirety before the rains come.
As you saw the leader going to turn 3, that red car that was headed towards the pits was Jason Keller. Let's take a look back and see if we can figure what happened as they were coming off turn 2. It was the back of the pack, and a couple of cars get together from the outside, and the yellow car almost hits the wall, and Fiedel was right in the middle of that, and I think he got tapped.
The yellow car was David Green. Fiedel got slammed from the back by Curtis Markham.
And the 64 car.
Yeah, that's Markham.
He has a lot of damage to his car. So
Yep. Well, that's what sent Tim Fiedel around. Back up front, Jeff Purvis has now opened up a lead of about 10 car lengths. Shane Hall has some breathing room on Dave Blaney, but Blaney has a mirror full of Andy Santerre.
Man, now we're like having to catch the field. Come on, cautions. Well, I guess they said it's going to rain, so. That sucks. I never watched this race before. I've never been to this track. I've been to most, but not this one.
Santerre and Buckshot Jones has passed Glenn Allen. That changes 5th place.
I'm going to grab more coffee, guys. This is St. Louis 1998 Busch Series Dads with 33 feet to work on. Kleenex for Base Motorsports. It's a team car to Randy LaJoie in the Fina car. I've got to get my coffee, too.
Tony Stewart, Adam Petty battle still a good one. They're side by side into one. And Tony got him. .64 to the garage. Oh, I'm sorry, that's pits.
Okay, we're going to skip ahead to commercials.
Until some fresh rubber got put down on the speedway, so he's had to climb the ladder from 13th starting spot today. Kenseth started the race in 10th position.
So Kenseth is up to 6th and Earnhardt to 7th.
For more on the point leaders, here's Ralph.
Well, to start off with, we spoke with crew chief Tony Eury for Dale Earnhardt Jr. He says their car is just fine. They're cruising right along right now. Same thing from Robbie Reiser, crew chief of Matt Kenseth. Mike, both drivers said they would casually start pushing a little bit harder with each lap till they find the edge of the racetrack and the adhesion with their tires.
But that Jarrett is a fellow who's raced for a few championships. You know, they don't have to. One thing they don't have to do is race each other at this stage.
No, they need to race the racetrack right now. Of course, they're racing other cars out there too, but they don't need to get in the shoving match, that's for sure. And they won't. They're young and aggressive, but still they're smart. They've learned a lot in this 1 year. When I said at the top of the show, some drivers have struggled to make the field. There's a couple of guys that, you know, they were among them a year ago, and here they are, the points leaders now and the biggest winners so far on the circuit. Earnhardt has 6 wins. Kenseth has 3, and just they're having a great year.
Kenseth is 26 years old. Earnhardt Jr. is 24. Yesterday,
Adam after he done, I'll get
Adam called Earnhardt old at 24. I guess when you're 18, everybody.
My cat and my dog. My cat's here and my dog's right down there.
Chevy of Robbie Reiser.
My puppy dog is very big.
He's hooked up to the internet just right this second. And he has a look under Buckshot Jones, headed for turn 3.
Buckshot shot up there the first few laps, but he's sort of stabilized now, and his car might be going away a little bit. And we're to the point now, we're 33 laps into this race, coming down for the 34th lap. And if the car is not handling just right, it begins to show. The tires will begin to heat up, and they begin to slide around a little bit.
Here comes Earnhardt down to the inside, and he easily takes the 6th place away from Matt Kenseth.
Kenseth didn't fight it. Once he got that running. Yep, that's what he did. Let him go. And maybe
Oops, I had the mic off a minute. I was talking with my kid.
That first pit stop and get an adjustment, then we'll race with him near the end.
Cat woke him up.
In this race, 1-2 in the championship. Earnhardt with a 97-point lead on Matt Kenseth. Mike McLaughlin, 253 points out of first, still somewhat in contention for this championship. Now, just ahead of them is Buckshot Jones in the 00. Ralph is in his pit.
Mike, Ricky Pearson, of course, the crew chief for Buckshot Jones, says that Buckshot is a little tight coming off the corner in that 00. So they're just riding it out right now, hoping the car will come around as the track does.
Andy Santerre in 47. 93 is Dave Blaney out in front of them. Second place Shane Hall in 85. Jeff Purvis in the 4 is your leader. Has been since this last caution period. In the garage, Curtis Markham and Jason Keller has made another pit stop, this one under green.
And Jason is already 6 laps down.
There's Keller right behind race leader Jeff Purvis. Purvis out of Clarksville, Tennessee, in danger of becoming one of the old men of this series. He's 39.
Boy, he established himself as one of the greatest dirt track racers in stock cars of all time. He was a terror on the dirt tracks throughout the Southeast, and then he began racing in ARCA and other series that were running on asphalt, and has adapted well.
Somewhat of a protege of our friend Neil Bonnet. Purvis really adapted well to pavement and to the big tracks. Done a little road
I was
racing,
talking
too,
with
and
my
Daytona
family.
as
Cat's
well.
got to go out, dog's got to go out, and the dog was
Well, looking
barking.
at the flags right
I don't like to
outside
have her
the
go
booth,
out and
they
bark
are
before
straight
7
out at
o'clock.
almost 30 miles an
But
hour. Bill Stevens,
she
what
was
record
being
they having?
Well, Mike,
excited.
at the top of the telecast, it could be a factor, and a couple of the crews are hearing from their drivers telling them that out of turn 4, the cars are pushing, and they can actually feel the wind fighting on the race cars. They're not going as quickly in that part of the racetrack as they would like to.
Well, that's where they would hit that headwind when they come off of turn 4, and it is a strong headwind, and that's exactly what it'll do, is make the car push coming off of that turn. And here's Adam Petty in the car number 22, that multicolored car, trying to pass the car number 50.
That's Joe Buford out of Nashville, Tennessee, the new champion of the Speedway up there. Good run for Buford here in qualifying. Put that car 14th in the field for Joe Washington and
Man,
Julius
Adam was so much like Richard. I can't believe that. That was just so tragic. So tragic to lose that kid. I mean, we lost a lot, but that one was especially tragic.
Fourth generation NASCAR star. No other family and no other sport can make that claim. That's Adam Petty. We'll be right back.
Purvis Hall, Blaney, Santerre. Santerre is a northern driver from the Busch North and ACT, the American Canadian Tour.
Thanks, Ralph. Well, Kenseth has moved up to 4th net, and Earnhardt Jr. has climbed up into the 6th spot. So, for more on Earnhardt, here's Bill Stevens.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. just radioed the crew and said that the car is getting hot. The temperature up to about 230 degrees. He thinks that it's because he's running too close to cars in front of him. The temperature goes up. He's got to get into what he calls clean air. And Ned, maybe you can elaborate on that.
Well, of course, you want to keep it away from other cars so that you do get what they call clean air, and that is air that's not disturbed by the car in front of you, so that you can get a lot of air into the grill. I was trying to see as he came down the straightaway right there, it doesn't look like that he has too much tape on the grill. A lot of times they'll put a lot of tape on the grill of the race car to keep air from going in there, which affects the downforce on the car, but it doesn't look like he has too much there. So
no, you can either have cooling or superior aerodynamics, but it's hard to have both at the same time. So Earnhardt whistles right up there to Andy Santerre, and that's the battle for 5th place. Earnhardt has led 1,391 laps this year. That's far more than anybody else. Kenseth ranks 2nd in laps led. There's Kenseth's number 17. He's led just over 400. Pulling down on Patty Moise, the 14 car on the outside, who is about to go.
She has gone a lap down. She's in 38th position now.
Blaney makes it past, and she surrenders the low groove to Kenseth as well. A top road racer won a Busch race pole at Road Atlanta, Georgia, earlier in her career.
I gotta have my son look up the thing. I keep saying
Ahead to Dave Blaney, another fellow who.
There's a lot of static on that radio right there from that car.
Certainly these guys, we talked about Blaney and Shane Hall getting the advantage in qualifying yesterday, but they're holding up very well. They're staying right up there in the front. Hall is in 2nd place, and Blaney is in 3rd place.
Blaney slides up the racetrack. Here comes Kenseth underneath. Makes the pass. Move Matt Kenseth up to 3rd. And let's go to Dave Blaney's pit. Here's Ralph.
Well, the St. Louis area, Mike, has been very good to Dave Blaney. As you said, he was a standout in the Pennzoil World of Outlaws. Dave had numerous victories. His first ever outlaw victory came just across the highway in Granite City, just on the other side of turns 1 and 2.
Blaney trying to make the climb to Winston Cup. Driving here in the Busch Series for Bill Davis. Led his first laps in this series today. From the outside pole, Curtis Markham returns to the race. Kerry Earnhardt is also back in the race after trips to the garage area. laps complete, 25% of the race distance. That is Jeff Purvis out for a Saturday drive around St. Louis. And Shane Hall, you can see, is just about
Jeff
2
Purvis,
seconds
Shane
back.
Hall, and Matt
Kenseth in
Kenseth,
third,
David
moving up on
Blaney.
Hall, then Blaney, Santerre, Earnhardt, Buckshot Jones, Glenn Allen, and Randy LaJoie, the series champion. Casey Atwood, 18 years old, 10th place.
Did we ever catch up at all? Or did we lose the lap?
Leader, of course, Purvis in car number 4. And then comes
Shane Hall. Excuse me, that's Jason Keller.
Yeah, he was laps down.
Right, after a couple of trip to the garage and an extra trip to pit road.
And there's Shane Hall, the blue and red
Shoot,
car,
we're not even 33rd. We're 35th.
Not too far behind him is Kansas now. He's gaining.
We didn't lose the lap yet, though. About fixing to.
And here's Dave Blaney. Blaney's the 4th place car after starting on the front row. So Andy Santerre in 5th, Earnhardt in 6th. Casey Atwood rounds out the top 10 after winning the pole at Nashville. And with 52 laps complete, we'll be back to Gateway International Raceway. The CarQuest Auto Parts 250 after this.
Still commercial.
What's that line? She knew the job was dangerous when she took it.
Right.
Matt Kenseth on the move.
Back about 20 laps ago, he was 4 seconds behind the number 4 car of Jeff Purvis, and he has cut that down to about 1 2/10
Okay,
seconds.
he's passing the number
1 2/10
70.
seconds came when he
So
made the
where's
pass
number
on Shane
70
Hall.
in the lineup?
They move past Eric Jones out of Granger, Iowa, driving the Hale Fish Line wrench machine. And Shane Hall tried another run at him right there, Ned, but you see it lost him, not gained him a bit of ground.
Yeah, Kansas car is handling better in the turns, and that is a key factor now that they've run as many laps as they have.
See, I think they're getting ready for pit stops now.
Buckshot making the pass. He's trying to come back on Santerre. Santerre in the car number 47, but they run up on the 20 car, Blaze Alexander.
No, he had been in the
Buckshot has to
pits.
back off. He'll try to get another run.
Well, Santerre went high to go around the lap car. Buckshot covered the spot to the
Ooh, it looks
inside.
like they're coming up on. Oh, they just passed him.
And there's Glenn Allen in the 99 coming into that picture as well.
Allen running in
Oh,
the
okay,
8th
that's
position.
Glenn Allen. That's
Casey
not
Atwood's up behind him
Fedor.
at barrier 10.
I think they're coming up on Fedor, though.
McLaughlin's climbed to 12th now.
And Joe Bessie is 13th.
Thought I caught him right out of the edge of the
Todd
screen ahead of them.
Todd Bodine made a pit stop during one of the cautions. He was all the way back at the back of the pack, and he now has charged back up to the 15th position.
For more on Todd, here's Bill.
Ned, earlier that pit stop that Todd Bodine made was to get a trash bag out of the radiator that blew in there and was making the car run hot. They also
31 seconds behind the leader, and so they've got 3 seconds
so that when they come in for their regular pit
between
stop,
them and
they
the
can do
leader.
regular maintenance and not get bogged down with having to change the race car around.
10th place battle here. That's Randy LaJoie, the series champion on the inside, and Ed Barrier showing some steam in the outside groove, Ned.
Yes, he is. He's running pretty well.
That's the team car to the Fedor team, the 74.
Now here comes Barrier back up on the outside. Barrier won at Hickory earlier this year for his only NASCAR Busch Series win, but that was an impressive one.
Veteran Winston Cup driver Jimmy Means, the crew chief for Barrier, second generation star. His dad Max was a mainstay of the Southern Modified circuit.
And LaJoie finally makes the pass. Takes over the 10th position.
And he'll move up on Casey Atwood running in 9th. Up front, Jeff Purvis moves underneath Mike Dillon to put Dillon 1 lap down.
Dillon is in 34th position.
And now Dillon is battling Mark Crow in that number 80 on the left side of your screen.
They're battling for position, and
Chris, you
they're
gotta
going
help.
to give up that lap if possible, but has no choice.
Well, Purvis is about to be battling for position himself. Here comes 17, Matt Kenseth. The second place car has caught Purvis while Purvis has tried to lap traffic. Around the outside of Kerry Earnhardt, and the fans come to their feet, and they smell a lead change. Here's Ralph.
Mike, I spoke to crew chief Johnny Allen for Jeff Purvis. Earlier, he said Jeff never says anything until the guys catch him. Well, now he's talking, and he's saying the car's a little bit tight, so he's going to have to keep his eyes on Matt Kenseth.
Kenseth take them 3 wide into the corner.
I don't think so. That wouldn't be smart. No, he didn't. He had a notion, but said, no, I don't think not at this stage of the race. If they were battling for the lead in the last 5 laps, yes, maybe, but not with 136 laps to go.
Mark Martin has kind of taken Matt Kenseth under his wing. They talk, converse a lot. Mark has tried to help Matt with race strategy and running long distance races. And you know, Mark, he'll race the car when it's time to race. And I think you just saw a little of that right there with Matt Kenseth. Now he has a look underneath Jeff Purvis with a little bit of clear track ahead.
Certainly Mark Martin, one of the smartest drivers in NASCAR racing. And he's a good one to learn from.
65 of 200 laps complete. Matt Kenseth looking on the inside as they come off turn 4 and down the front straightaway in front of some 50,000 fans here in St. Louis. Jeff Purvis ahead of Matt Kenseth, Shane Hall, Dave Blaney, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. We'll be right back to St. Louis after this. Welcome back to Gateway International, just east of St. Louis. Mike Joy with Ned Jarrett. Matt Kenseth is your new leader. He took the lead from Jeff Purvis just a couple laps ago. Let's show you how it happened.
Going into turn 3, he got a nose alongside him, and I'm sure that the 4 cars, Purvis' spotter said, hey, he's moving inside. They lapped Hermie Sadler as they went into the turn. Kenseth dove right under him and took the lead.
It's the 10th race that Matt Kenseth has led this year. 1 road course race, and this is his 9th super speedway race to lead.
Boy, it's Skippy
He's not
for a minute there.
That is surprising when most of his experience had been on short tracks prior to coming into NASCAR racing.
So Kenseth works his way around to complete 72 laps, and he is opening up a 1-second advantage on Jeff Purvis, who has 1 second and a half now on Shane Hall. Dave Blaney, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Buckshot Jones, Glenn Allen, and Andy Santerre. Casey Atwood and Randy LaJoie complete the top 10, and we should be getting pretty close to pit stops.
They should be able to run close to 100 laps, I think, on fuel as he puts a lap on Jeff Brode, who is running in the 29th position. They get a little better fuel mileage on these cars because of lower compression engines. They have 9.5 to 1 compression engines and a 390 CFM carburetor on these cars, so they don't burn as much fuel as a NASCAR Winston Cup car would. And the NASCAR Winston Cup cars normally go about 100 miles on a tank of fuel.
And recently, this
Guess it's only, it seems to skip more when they do the long shots, when it's trying to take in all that information.
Car's coming down pit road right now, so I don't know if it's fuel or
like that camera.
I thought they could have gone much longer, but here's Buckshot Jones into the pits, and Andy Santerre and Hermie Sadler.
Joe Bessie is in as well, one of the top half dozen qualifiers. So pit stops under green begin here at lap 73. Ralph is in Buckshot's pit.
Mike, remember this 00 was very, very tight, so they're going to work on that right rear corner, making chassis adjustments to them. The same thing for Andy Santerre. Small chassis adjustment to the right, not as drastic on the right rear of the 47, which is just in front of Buckshot.
They seem so slow.
Now, the road here at Gateway is nice and wide, so the crews have plenty of room to work. Both cars take 4 tires and fuel, and they're underway.
And we see the hood is up on Hermie Sadler's car.
All these faces are familiar, like that front tire changer there on that other car. It's like on Buckshot's. I'm like, I know these people by face. I don't know them by name. But I didn't know he was a tire changer either.
Smoke out the tailpipe of Hermie Sadler's car.
We just know they were all part of the travel crew.
Down a 97-point deficit to Dale Earnhardt
Man, it's
Jr.
chilly. I'll tell you what. I got long sweats on and a t-shirt. It's not going to fly too much longer. I'll be having to get my sweatshirts.
Mike, about 10 laps ago, Hermie Sadler reported the engine was missing, losing power. They just brought her into the pits. Their best guess is he may have lost a cylinder. Try to limp around and keep the car in the race, but he'll be way off the pace.
As our People's in-car camera riding with Hermie Sadler around.
I have got to make a decision if I'm going to go to the racetrack Saturday. Got to make a decision today.
And so is Kevin Grubb. Both the Grubb brothers in the pits at the same time.
I really want my son to go with me.
Pit stops earlier than I
We're
thought.
just gonna have to think
You know,
about
I
it.
figured they figured they'd have to make
After
two
we
pit
get the
stops at least during
materials
the
to
race.
fix the back wall today, we'll make that
Window's just
decision.
about opened if you figure the laps and
That
divide them by 3 racing segments. But now, Ned, with buckshot zones in and on fresh tires, will that alter the strategy of Kenseth, Purvis, and Hall? Because that 00 car is going to be faster for a while than they are out there running on worn tires.
We will, and that's something they certainly will have to take into consideration. And I'm sure the crew chiefs and the spotters and everybody have the stopwatches on to check and see what the difference is on used tires and the new tires.
Casey Atwood is on pit road. The 18-year-old from Nashville,
more
Tennessee.
coffee.
Elton Sawyer is on pit road. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. now coming into the pits. These are all scheduled pit stops.
Well, he gives up 5th place to come in. He is the point standing leader.
I wonder if Fida will come in. We'll have to check the rundown and see where he's listed.
Ralph Earnhardt is his grandfather, and then Dale, of course, his father.
He is definitely, like, Fida would definitely got a pit now if the leaders pit, because he'll lose way too much time on the track. And he was just about to get lapped. Remember we said 3-4 seconds he had to play with.
Big problem with the left rear tire change for Casey Atwood. The other 3 tires went on fine, but something went wrong with that left rear, and it killed Casey Atwood on pit road.
This crew of Dale Earnhardt Jr. have performed like a NASCAR Winston Cup team all year long in the pits, and that's been a big advantage for him. He runs good on the racetrack, but also, and here comes the leader.
Yep,
Matt Kenseth coming into the pits in car number 17.
Adam Petty is in. Glenn Allen and
Tony Stewart comes down pit road.
Glenn Allen's team taking on 4 tires.
Linda Namick is going out of the pits.
And Kenseth trying to get past Adam Petty, who Kenseth must have felt was going a little slower than the NASCAR mandated 45-mile-an-hour speed limit. They don't have speedometers. That big gauge to the left is the tach, and that's how they judge their speed on the tachometer. Here's Ralph.
Russ Strutt throws the jack up underneath the car. Bill Dry goes to work on the fronts. Steve Rosenberg on the rears. They're going to try to tighten this car up a little bit. They said it was a little loose at the end, but remember, they like this car set up for long runs. So even though he is getting fresh tires later than the rest, his car is better on older tires. So if this next run gets a little long, we should see Matt Kenseth coming back to the front again.
Mike McLaughlin, Dave Blaney, Ed Barrier on pit road. Mark Green, and now Jeff Purvis is in as well. Shane Hall is the leader. CBS Sports coverage of the CarQuest Auto Parts 250 will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
He's just coming out now. There's our car, I think. I thought it was Junior. Junior and the Kleenex car look alike, kind of from a distance.
Wow.
To a scorer, you're a spotter, you know.
Yeah.
Save your skin. And by Mobil 1 Synthetic Motor Oil. Nothing outperforms Mobil 1.
Bill Parsons pits. He assumed the lead when Shane Hall came onto pit road. You see most of the drivers here were in these positions a lap ago, and pit stops shuffles the order. So with Parsons in, the new leader of this race is number 59, Jimmy Johnson, rookie from El Cajon, California, 23 years old, in the Tad Geschickter and Steve Klinberger car.
Well, it's got to be a thrill for him to be running out front.
I make it in a percolator. It's over there. I gotta reach it though. Can't reach it with my headset on. I know I was listening. In the morning, you
for him in this car several seasons ago. Elliott Sadler also has not made a pit stop under green. The defending winner of this race is the second place car.
And there were a few cars that made pit stops during one of those cautions, so they might be able to go a few more laps. I'm not sure about Sadler if he did or not, but Johnson did.
Johnson pitted back at lap 15. You're watching out the back of Mike McLaughlin's car. He has made his pit stop, finds himself on the lead lap, but barely in 16th place. Bill Stevens.
Mike McLaughlin, the winner in Charlotte a couple of weeks ago, obviously happy with his race day setup. They haven't made a move toward the front, but in that last pit stop, 4 tires, gas, and no chassis changes. A few teams, that was the story. Dale Earnhardt Jr. took some tape off the nose. They think that might help to bring the temperature of the motor down.
I think that was our fast food wrapper down in the passenger footwell cam there of Mike McLaughlin. There's a look out the front off the roof cam of the Goulds Pump Chevy from Team 34. Now he's trying to stay on the lead lap ahead of that 59 car. Here's a lead change coming. Perhaps no. Sadler closing on race leader Johnson. Sadler pitted at lap 10 under caution. Johnson came in at lap 15. And this may be their moment in the sun because those faster cars like Kenseth, Earnhardt, and Buckshot Jones are all on fresh tires, and they're going to gun these fellas down.
Yeah, and when they make their pit stop, they're going to be a lap down also.
Now Shane Hall was leading the race when he pitted. He's come back on track in 8th place. Here's Ralph.
Mike, there's a little bit of question as to whether or not they got all the fuel into the pole sitter's car. Shane Hall, they will take the gas cans back and weigh them, fill them up, do the math, and find out if they did get all the fuel in. And that could affect how long they can run this next set.
Well, if it's a long green flag run, that could be a disadvantage. Boy, what a difference a year makes, Ned. Last year, this race was run in near 100-degree heat, and I think, did you have more caution laps than you did green?
We had a lot of caution laps here a year ago. It was run, as you say, in July, and the temperature was very high. The asphalt was relatively new, and
comida.
It wouldn't stand the heat with these heavy cars on it, and there were a lot of crashes, and as a result of the track conditions. But they've come back in, repaved this racetrack now, and as you can see, it's standing up very well.
Last year, 81 laps of this race run under caution. Last month here, we had a great NASCAR Craftsman truck race with Rick Corelli holding off Ron Hornaday and Jay Sauter.
Solamente ahora
These Busch Grand National drivers are
7 en la mañana.
Jimmy Johnson, ASA Rookie of the Year and Busch Series Rookie, another of these young guns. One of the 10 drivers in the field that is younger than old man Earnhardt. We're talking about Dale Jr. Adam Petty called him an old man. Earnhardt Jr. is 24.
Well, I guess when you're at that age and somebody's 5 or 6 years older than you are, I guess they are old. Because as time goes by, that changes 5 or 6
Here
years.
it's only 7 a.m. in the morning.
He is agreeing 43. Wasn't long ago, Winston Cup drivers were just barely hitting
I
their
forget
stride.
some of my other viewers might not know what I was trying to say. And I mean trying to say because I am very
Busch Series start.
I don't remember much Spanish anymore. It's been a long time since I have worked and used it in the workplace.
Kansas up to 3rd now after his pit stop.
And he is the first car in order of those.
I had 3 years of Spanish.
Bye
bye. See. Buenos dias, buenas tardes. Buenas tardes.
They sent him up to St. Louis with a cell phone. They rang it crazy for him on Thursday, making over 7 phone calls to him before practice even started. I asked Scott, what'd you do with the phone on Friday? He said, I shut it off.
He's doing just fine. It's a very convoluted ownership scheme of that car because it was entered by Jimmy Spencer and uses Jimmy's Busch Grand National number 12. Spencer Motor Ventures is listed as the entry, and that's why Scott is in the field. He also got caught up in the rain sequence yesterday. Wasn't fast enough to make the first 36 spots, and because it was Spencer's entry, the team was eligible for a provisional spot.
Jimmy Spencer's car number 12 has run a lot of races this year and is high enough in the car owner point standings where they were eligible for a provisional.
You're watching for Matt Kenseth, the
I think
third place car.
it is Espero
You're seeing a few lap machines behind him. And not yet Dale Earnhardt
usted
Jr., but he'll be there.
tiene una día bien.
17 cars being shown on the lead lap, but when those front 2 cars, Johnson and Elliott Sadler, make pit stop, then that's not going to be
Bye-bye.
They can make pit stop now, maybe under caution. Let's see.
Elton Sawyer all by
Eldon
himself.
Sawyer, he's the one that runs NASCAR now. He runs like
Sadler and Jimmy Johnson. Bad break for some of
director,
those we were
race
talking about
director.
that were a lap down and waiting for the leaders to make a pit stop.
Now, Johnson was on pit road, Ned, and he may have been overlapped. We'll have to check as they come back out. No, he stays on the lead lap. And here's Sawyer. He's going to make it back around to the caution flag, and he will stay on the lead lap as well. Didn't appear, Ned, as if anybody touched Elton Sawyer. Let's have a better look here in replay.
Okay, there he is, the number 38 car coming up on the outside of Joe Bessie, coming into the turn, and they did make a little bit of contact there. I don't know if Sawyer came down a little bit or Bessie went up a little bit. Nevertheless,
he didn't leave Bessie a groove.
Spins into the wall, not too hard. I don't think he did a lot of damage to the car, but he was already a lap down.
Now Bessie was 2 laps down, not quite up to speed, but in watching the replay, you could see Bessie's car slide up a little bit in the corner, and he and Elton Sawyer make contact.
I always felt like Elton never looked far enough ahead. I don't know why I think that, but he just always seemed to not have good distance judgment. Or not see stuff happening. He would always like run into the wreck, or like wreck avoidance. Yeah, that's what it's called, wreck avoidance.
Kevin did?
Kevin did.
Yeah. Elton has, well, he may have brakes. They're going to the garage.
Tropartic. They listening to his radio? His buckshot. Whoa, that was tight. Dude.
Buckshot's in.
That 66 tire carrier was tucking it in, boy. Phew, that was close. He must knock the brakes off it or something. Maybe he spun it because he had no brakes. Who knows? They were saying he had no brakes.
Yeah. Mark and Davey Green both being
I like the pit
right
stuff.
in front of the leader.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So
yes, Captain.
They were almost a lap down.
Okay. Very good.
That's Mike Joy, the director, the TV director is whispering or talking in his ear.
No, he'll.
Yeah, he could still be on lead.
Yeah, he is. He is. Got it.
I think that was a break for him because he was going to have to pit too, I think.
Yeah.
Hanson.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just asking the guys in front of me who's on the
All
tail
right.
end to see who's going to be on the outside or inside. It's no big deal.
Guys, Elton Sawyer has climbed out.
All right. Still caution.
Okay. Elton Sawyer's car is in the garage. Bill Stevens is with Elton.
And he is disappointed. Elton, what happened out there?
15 cars, 19 cars on the lead lap.
Trying to hold Matt out there from going a lap
19. We're 1 lap down in 24th.
I don't know if I didn't give him enough room or he didn't give me enough room, but it's like we got the worst end of it.
Think you can get back out there? Think you can get back out there?
Oh, we'll get back out, you know, just wasn't going to be what we were looking for.
Big disappointment. The only driver in the top
I wish
5
that he would
points
look
has
at a
won race this year.
replay of the thing, because he absolutely had the wrong angle coming out of that. He pushed too much coming out of that turning. Because of it, he shot his car down to overcompensate and got into Bessie. He didn't leave Bessie a groove.
Pole sitter after pit stops trying to climb back to the front.
Atwood is running in 22nd position. He is a lap down.
Or he anticipated Bessie was faster than he was, or slower. He didn't anticipate that Bessie was accelerating.
And that of Mike Dillon. Boy, they got 3 wide there for a second.
Because he cut down, he wasn't clear. Not clear at all. But it looked like more he was pushing and shot that, drove down the bank to... He was not aware of his surroundings. I hate to dog on him, but man, that guy runs NASCAR, okay?
That's Kenseth in front of Earnhardt Jr. by 0.2 of a second, which marks out at about 1 car length. The car right behind the two of them is Bobby Hillin. And a salute to these St. Louis fans. You see the big baseball on the hood of Hillen's car. It says Mac Attack. I wonder who that could be.
One of the most popular athletes in all the world.
24th.
Mark McGuire.
He and Gary Gaetti, Andy Bettis, Danny Schaefer, Hal Morris are 5 of the 6 owners.
Geez, this is a track, though. You have something happen early, you're about... Oh, Jesus, H.
50, Joe Buford, the driver out of Nashville, Tennessee.
Same turn that nipped the other guys earlier.
The track title there this year.
See how it's so wide and it looks like you're high, wide, and handsome, and then there's a wall in front of you.
Down as the caution flag waves.
All right, yeah, he screwed up the track. Get off the track. Get off the track.
So it'll be a cleanup situation here as he puts more debris on the racetrack.
That team has had a
dirty track now.
NASCAR racing started the season with Jimmy Foster.
Let me jump.
Problem perhaps with car number 85, the former leader Shane Hall. He's telling his crew chief Steve Addington that the car feels like it's going to run out of gas. They may have a fuel delivery problem at this point.
Joe Buford has climbed out of car number 50 net.
Still caution.
For that, he hit the wall pretty hard, but he did drive it back around to the garage area.
And Curtis Markham has also taken Dennis Shoemaker's number 64 back into the garage area and apparently out for the day. We're under caution here in St. Louis. We'll be right back.
Well, Robbie, you're probably going to make one more stop, aren't you? And when will you do it?
Well, we're going to make one more stop. Lego Chevrolet's running really good today. We just, you know, we're leading right now. I don't want to give it the track position, and I think there'll be another yellow yet, so we'll just come in when that is. Put 4 tires on.
I'm going to dig into some Tri-County stuff. Cars Tour has their finale in 2 days at Tri-County. So I'm going to look up some of that stuff, and we'll finish after this race with a little Tri-County stuff.
Senior, the crew chief for Dale Jr. Just crunching some numbers. What's the fuel window look like now?
Well, the guys are stopping right now. They can make it, but I don't want to get back there in the back of that mess there. So there's a lot of them going to chance it, but we're not going to chance it. Anybody that stops now pretty much make it the rest of the way, but we're going to take our chances up front. We're going to stop, get 4 tires and a tank of fuel, and see if we can win this race.
Not going to roll the dice, Mike.
What Tony Eury means with 18 cars on the lead lap, Ned, if you made a pit stop now before this green flag restart, there'd be a lot of traffic to come through to get back to the front.
A lot of traffic and you know, accidents, spins, bumps happen in this type of a situation. You have drivers trying to get back on the lead lap and racing each other for position, and all of those cars in front of you who are on the lead lap. So it is a treacherous situation to put yourself in, and they're battling for a championship. So that comes into play here now.
Here are the drivers who have just made pit stops that can go the distance and are on the lead lap in contention for the win. Elliott Sadler, the defending champion of the race, Tony Stewart, Buckshot Jones, Scott Hansen running his first ever Busch race, and Phil Parsons. All 5 of them can go the distance without another pit stop.
Or at least they figured they can. They came in and topped them all in the last couple of laps.
Leader Matt Kenseth pitted on lap 80. 32 laps ago. Dale Earnhardt Jr. pitted just 2 laps before Kenseth. Getting set for the restart. It'll be Kenseth out in front of Earnhardt, Purvis, Blaney, and Santerre. Then Shane Hall, Todd Bodine, Glenn Allen, Ed Ferrier, and surprising Jimmy Johnson. A little tap. Let's get going from Earnhardt as you watch from Matt Kenseth's car. We're back under green. Good, smooth, no problems restart. Earnhardt has to get by a lapped car here. Wayne Grubb.
That's one thing you want to do is try to clear that lap traffic as quickly as you can after the green falls, and both of those front cars were able to do that. Now, Jeff Purvis is sort of tied up in that traffic. He's the 4th car in line on the outside, so he has one more lap car to pass.
Watch that 63 to be coming hard. That's Casey Atwood. He is trying to get back on the lead lap. Purvis to the inside, makes a move in the number 4 car.
Now remember, in the first 60 or so laps, his car was the fastest one out here. I'm sure they made an adjustment during his pit stop. Certainly put 4 tires on it. That was a green flag pit stop he made.
Purvis in third place now as they clear the lap traffic. Dale Shaw drove that number 4 here last year. The former Busch North champion led twice for 10 laps and finished a strong third. Hello.
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm right here.
He's working on it. And here he goes. He's going to try to take the lead going into turn 3. Kenseth backs off and said, okay, if you want it that bad, go ahead. And this year, for the first time in this series, there are leader bonus points. So he'll get 5 bonus points. Earnhardt hasn't led today, but he's about to, so he gets those 5 bonus points.
Elton Sawyer returns from the garage area back in the race. And Earnhardt Jr. back to the front, gets high up there in turn 2, but as you see, that groove seems to be working for him.
Certainly worked for him that time. He was able to come off the corner, had good momentum coming off the turn, and kept the lead.
Jeff Purvis in third place for James Finch. Here's Ralph.
Johnny Allen is the crew chief for Jeff Purvis. Johnny, how's the car, and what's going to be your pit strategy as we wind this down?
We're a little too tight, you know. We didn't really want to get back there and all that mess right now. They're a little antsy back there behind us, and we really want to play conservative and get to within our window real safely because we're running pretty good up here, and we'll be in there. We already made it to our pit window, so I'm going to say next caution, we're coming.
So they're going to wait along with the 2 leaders. Now, of the cars that pitted, and remember there are 18 cars on the lead lap, 5 of them made pit stops just prior to going back under green as Purvis gives Kenseth a little tap there.
Kenseth in the black, number 17. Purvis in the multi-car colored number 4. Or orange and white. I guess I'm sure they got a different name to that, what I call orange.
But he's in third place. And Andy Santerre is right behind him.
Santerre taking a look there.
That's been a strong car all day.
Yes,
Ned.
it has. Santerre, he sat on the pole at Richmond about a month ago.
Jason Keller on pit road. You know, it wasn't long, Ned. This was pretty exclusively a southern sport, but in today's top 10 starters, 7 states represented. From Maine to Tennessee, Georgia, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Texas, Florida, all among the top 10 starters. 2 drivers from Maine, Santerre and Joe Bessie.
Santerre still working on Purvis for the 3rd position.
81 laps to go. Ned, will they challenge each other or will they run a while like this?
Well, I think as long as the car in front of you is running good and not slipping, but if you see he has a weakness somewhere, then certainly you'll try to pass him. But you don't take chances right now in trying to pass somebody. You don't bump them out of the way because you can mess up your own race car. So it just depends on how the car in front of you is running as to whether you want to even try to pass him.
These 4 cars have a breakaway, and leading that train is Dale Earnhardt Jr. Here's Bill.
Well, that car that Earnhardt Jr. is in is his favorite car, not so much because of performance, but because of what it represents. He told me that somebody very close to him cast a guardian angel on that car. He says whenever he drives it, it takes good care of him, and it certainly looks like that's the case today. Ralph Shaheen.
Jet with crew chief George Devadard, who is the man who spins the wrenches for Andy Santerre, said on the end of the last run, the car got a little bit tight. They'll be a little bit afraid of that at the end of this next run. They will come in at the next caution. That will be their final stop, and they'll take care of that problem on that final pit stop.
So it's Earnhardt, Kenseth, Purvis and Santerre, Shane Hall, Todd Bodine, Glenn Allen, Dave Blaney, Jimmy Johnson, and Randy LaJoie, Ed Berry, or Mike McLaughlin. None of those drivers pitted under this last caution. The first of the drivers in the line who did pit and who has moved up a few spots is Buckshot Jones. There he is in 13th place, just ahead of Elliott Sadler.
As you say, Mike, he has picked up a few positions since then. He's coming up on McLaughlin there now. That would be another position. He moves to the inside, and he has a little fresher tires and, of course, a full tank of fuel. And he's going to make that pass. It looks like he'll take over the 12th position. So that's when they talk about get back in that mess back there. We're talking about heavy traffic, and then we talked about the cars that they'd have to pass to get back to the front. And that's a good race car that he's passing there right now. Then Namath right in front of him. Then Linden is a lap down in 22nd position.
And here's Mike McLaughlin right behind. McLaughlin pitted 3 laps earlier than Buckshot on lap 107, so he also did pit during that caution. So let's mark Buckshot and then McLaughlin and then Elliott Sadler of the drivers who pitted late under that yellow. I always wondered, Ned, now that car of Buckshot's is black on the nose, it's red and yellow on the tail. Is that getting the driver? When he comes up behind you, it's a black car. When he's in front of you, you're chasing a red and yellow car. Does it sometimes seem like it's 2 different cars?
You wonder, say, what happened here? I thought it was that was a different car, but no, they pretty well know which car they're dealing with, even when it comes up on them.
Roy Buckshot Jones. And Dale Earnhardt now with Matt Kenseth having closed right to his rear bumper. The lead battle is tightening up. And look, those 3 have some distance now on Andy Santerre.
They have put a little distance on Andy as he dropped back. And now Kenseth, his car really working down on the inside. He comes off the corner, gets a run. Does he have enough to get him going into turn 3? No.
Not this time. A long look under there. He's going anyway.
Wow, that's a pretty bold move. That car can stick up very easy and taking both of them out.
He was a half a car length behind Earnhardt at the entrance of the corner and just dove it in there. Trouble turn 2. One car is
kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy.
Yes, he has. He has damage.
Hey, what's up? Thank you.
So this is the caution that those guys said they expected another one, and sure enough, here it is.
Let's see what happened to Amix Pontiac up there in turn 2.
He's down on the inside of the Ed Barrier car, number 77. And the back end just breaks loose on it. Buckshot right behind him in the 00 makes a good move.
Ugh.
And let's show you from Mike McLaughlin's car.
I got a Tri-County highlights from last year, so we can look at that, see if it's a good race to go to or not this weekend.
Ned, what might have happened?
We'll see after I get all my
barrier or lifted off the gas to keep from sliding up into him.
Well, I would say that it maybe turned a little bit sharp. Plus the fact
necessities done. We'll see where we stand.
When you get in a situation like that, going into the corner, a little bit of air is taken off your spoiler. You don't have as much downforce on it as you normally would have if you were there by yourself.
Fifth caution of the day as Lyndon Amick takes his car back to the garage area. And the question is, will the drivers who did not pit at lap 107 come in now?
Well, if they do, they're going to get back back in that mess, as they said. But those cars who made pit stops before shouldn't have to come in now. They could probably afford to come in and top the fuel off and still beat those others out because they will change tires. If the leaders come in, they will change tires.
18 cars on the lead lap. Tony Stewart, Phil Parsons, Elliott Sadler, and Scott Hansen now have not advanced in position. They are on the lead lap, but at the back of the pack. So there are still 11 cars that have not made their final pit stop that are in contention to win this race. 73 laps to go here at St. Louis.
So let's see, they're coming into turn 3 now as they get ready to enter the pits.
A lot of tires stacked up on the wall, Ned. I think we'll see most everybody in.
I think we will. I don't think they can afford.
We're one lap down as far as I know still.
And you don't want to get yourself, you hear they're coming into the pits.
There wasn't really opportunity to get the lap back. I didn't see.
Give yourself time to be able to get back to the front if you have a little trouble in the pits or something like that.
So here's Earnhardt Jr. leading.
There we are.
And the rest of this field onto pit road.
Well,
for what should be their final stop of the day.
That's odd. How do we pit on the first lap when we're not?
Drivers, looks like Tony Stewart may pick up the lead here. Bill Stevens.
Dale Jr. into the pits. Just talked to Tony Uri. He says this is going to be leisurely. Nothing to worry about in terms of the handling on the car. They've left the suspension alone all day. Car has been a little bit loose, but not a problem. 4 tires, fuel, and they will obviously have a very efficient stop here. Let's go to Ralph.
Well, the key to this one was the right rear put on by Dean Rosenberg, and they beat out Dale Earnhardt Earnhardt Jr. with Matt Kenseth, the key was the right rear tire. They're going to go up by half a pound on that right rear to loosen the car up a little bit. They want to make sure it doesn't get too tight. Mike, this car, Matt Kenseth,
I'm going to check the
continues to
database
get
here.
better
Let's
as the
see what's
runs
up.
go on. So they're really figuring as this race winds down, this their last stop, they should be in great shape.
I don't know, Ned. I think I just saw the coolest move of the race as we look at all the tape on Blaze Alexander's car. Buckshot Jones had stopped at lap 108, but he just came in and only took on 2 tires and may be good to go. We'll be right back.
I'm going to look up Fidawa's name again here in the database.
Okay,
I think that was a smart move on Buckshot's part. Very definitely.
Yes. Good. Yeah, I agree. Nope. Thank you, Steve. Okay. Okay. Yep. You know what? Okay. One thing we have not done is mention Daytona at all. I don't know if that matters.
Martinsville, Charlotte, North Carolina Motor Speedway.
Could we get somebody at Buckshot's pit? Because Ned and I both think that could be a winning move right there.
I think it was a good move because he's
Gateway.
back in the same position he would have been if he had not stopped.
Oh,
but with better
ARCA.
tires.
I gotcha.
But
He
he's
drove
got
an
Kangas
ARCA
right on his back
race.
bumper, so, a winning move.
You know, they're going to finish pretty good.
Yes.
They're going to finish 18th. If you're wondering, this is the database that I look up all the time.
Good.
UltimateRacingHistory.com. It says now if you don't want to know who wins, let me see. Let's go ahead.
Short track specialist and very deserving of this opportunity. Ralph?
If you don't want to know who wins, don't look. I won't put it up.
The biggest reason was he had to get used to radial tires. In ASA competition, they run on the bias fly tire. And Ned, as you know, there's a big difference in the field between a radial and a bias fly. And with the rain delays, Scott didn't get as many laps as he wanted to in practice.
He's doing a great job. You're right. There is a big difference in the bias fly tires and the radial tires. And that is a big adjustment that has to be made when drivers come from other series where they don't run the radial tires. One thing about a radial tire, they stick good, but if they ever break loose with you, then that thing takes off with you.
Man, it's like climbing out of a pair of sneakers and strapping on a set of rollerblades. It's a whole different feeling.
It sure is.
Good run for Hansen today. Jones up front, Tony Stewart hanging tough. But Earnhardt's right there, right on his bumper into turn 3.
He's moving into challenge.
Gonna jump off camera for a minute and get me a little snack. Get rid of the growling tummy.
Second place, but that Pontiac of Stewart's is strong down the straightaway, but Earnhardt hangs in there.
ERB, guys.
And he'll make the pass.
They both work up the racetrack just a little going into one. Dale Earnhardt Jr. moves up to second spot. He leads Matt Kenseth by 97 points coming into this race. So Tony Stewart now sits in third. Here's Bill.
Ned, you mentioned that Tony Stewart was quick down the straightaway. That's the good news. The bad news is that car's been tight all day. Brian Fraser, the crew chief, told me they're trying everything to try to get that car to behave. They were hoping against hope they would have enough race car to stay up front. As we can all see, he's being passed.
And I'm correct that Scott Hansen has not won the ASA championship. He's won so many of those races, I kind of thought he had.
Not over yet. And Kenseth took a look at Tony, but couldn't make the pass as we ride with him.
About 8,000 RPM there at the end of the straightaway.
See how Kansas' car stays right down on the inside, and as Bill pointed out, Stewart's car just not handling quite that well in the turns. He's good, but not quite as good as a couple of others.
Right behind them, Mark Green and Bobby Hillen battle for 19th place, one lap down, but here comes Kenseth underneath.
Most of those drivers got caught up on green flag pit stops before. They made green flag pit stops. Caution came out, and they were caught a lap down. Buckshot still out front in the 0-0. Here's Earnhardt in second.
0.6 of a second the difference. Here's third and fourth. No difference there. Stewart in 44. Kenseth in 17. That's third and fourth place. Here's fifth place Jeff Purvis in the number 4 car, working underneath Hillen's lap machine. There's that battle for 19th going on, or rather Mark Green has it. Battling there with Todd Bodine, who is the 6th place car. Andy Santerre, 47, is 7th.
And Dave Blaney, there in the number 93, is in 8th place.
Series champ Randy LaJoie, number 74, is 10th.
Now that 72 car of Mike Dillon, he is 4 laps down in 34th position.
And a little further back, 99, Glenn Allen. And 12, Scott Hansen. Complete the top 10, or top 11 rather. Jimmy Johnson is 12th. Kevin Grubb, Shane Hall, Ed Berrier, Elliott Sadler, Bill Parsons, and Mike McLaughlin are the lead lap cars.
And here we see the 2 leaders, Mike. Of course, Buckshot Jones still out front, and Dale Earnhardt is in second place, and Matt Kenseth did get by Tony Stewart for the 3rd position. As Earnhardt closes in now on Buckshot.
Well, that'll keep Kenseth and Earnhardt just 5 points apart. And Matt Kenseth is finding out what Mark Martin already knows. It's hard to gain any ground in the championship chase when the driver you're chasing for the title is either right in front or right behind of you.
Not much of a points difference there. As you said, just 5 points difference in each position up through 6 positions. Then it drops 4 points for 6 more positions, and then from there on back, from 13th on back, is just a 3-point drop per position.
Winning the championship requires consistent top finishes every week. One did not finish to put you out of the title hunt. Jeff Purvis has passed Tony Stewart for 4th place. Stewart now to 5th. Let's go to Ralph in Earnhardt's pit.
Mike, we've talked a lot today about how Matt Kenseth's car gets better as the races go on. Well, Tony Urie's driver, Dale Earnhardt Jr., gets better himself as the race goes on. Tony says he's a real rhythm driver, a lot different than his father, Dale Earnhardt Sr. Jr., as the race progresses, gets more comfortable, finds his rhythm, gets quicker.
Turn 3, hard in the wall is Kevin Grubb. You see Earnhardt waving off as the caution comes out, and the right side contact. Grubb's car and left side with the wall.
Ouch. That's
This will
not
bring
cool.
out our 6th caution of the day at lap 142.
Kevin had a good run going here today, unfortunately, and involved in that too is Eric Jones in the car number 70.
Jones starting his first Busch Series race. Grubb at age 20 and Jones at age 21 among the generation next. Let's show you first from inside Mike McLaughlin's car. What happened?
Hey, there's Mike. There's Phil Parsons right on his left, but the trouble starts up in front of him. You see a little bit of smoke coming. A couple cars get together, and there's the 43 car of Grubb going sideways.
And here's another look at the aftermath.
And here's the 70 car of Jones.
And let's show you real time how little time Mike McLaughlin had to react here. When you see that big puff of smoke, that means there's contact.
He slows it down and sees the car spinning to the outside. Tim Feeder were almost involved in it.
That's a wide lens, which doesn't show you how close he got to getting into the
I was looking at that rear bumper of Fedewa. We have a rear bumper, and as far as I know, I think it came from South Boston, but it quite possibly could have been from here, because it's got the same kind of a ding in the left rear.
Yeah, Steve. Yep.
I'd have to get a closer look to know.
Okay.
Losing a little grip on them tires. We're going to certainly try. You know, he's doing a good job. We'll just have to wait and see once, you know, he runs a few more laps on his tires. Maybe they'll even out.
Jamil Stevens.
Tony Urey, crew chief for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Will you be telling him very much over these closing laps, or is this his race now?
No, it's his race. We can make it the rest of the way, and we probably won't stop anymore. Hopefully there won't be any more caution. We can go green the rest of the way. Car's real good right now. We're a little bit off in 1 and 2. 3 and 4, the car's great. But this racetrack, that's the characteristics of it. You get through one end, you can't get through the other. So I think we're getting through the corner you need to go through good. We're getting through it good. So hopefully we can win this race.
They're confident, Mike.
Well, he's worked with both Earnhardts, both Dale Jr. and his dad. You see Kevin Grubb walking away from the accident scene at turn 3. And it's always a tense moment, I think, for all of us when a car spins and catches the wall driver's side first. But Kevin was able to climb out the right side window, sit there for a minute, collect his thoughts, and then walk away.
Yeah, perhaps a little shaken up, but they will take him to the infield care center, take a look at him, and hopefully everything is okay. Good to see him walk away.
54 laps to go here in St. Louis. CBS Sports coverage of the CarQuest Auto Parts 250 will continue after this message and a word from your local CBS station. Yep. Yeah. Hi, Steve. I'm hearing you.
250 is sponsored by Pennzoil, specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil. Exide NASCAR Select, the official automotive battery of NASCAR. And by Wrangler, the Western Original.
53 laps to go here in St. Louis, the CarQuest Auto Parts 250. Down
I'm back.
They're getting ready for Daytona at the speed of light, the Pepsi 400. And you'll see that Winston Cup race here on CBS Sports next Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time.
Pepsi 400.
Welcome back to Gateway International in St. Louis. Mike Joy with Ned Jarrett. And Ned, last year a lot of caution flags, a very difficult race, but today, like we said at the top of the show, a very competitive race. A lot of leaders in the very much in doubt.
Yeah, I think the best.
You know what?
You got a lot of strong cars that have been running up front today and got shuffled around a little bit as a result of pit stops, but I think
this was the year they had the wildfires in Florida, and I'm like, why are they having the 400 next week?
That any one of them could win it, maybe even some of those behind them.
There are 17 cars on the lead lap, back through Scott Hansen and Elliott
very
Sadler.
weird.
Pit stops continue under this caution flag for the 43 car Kevin Grubb out of Mechanicsville, Virginia, that got up into the wall in turn 3, and he's taken the mandatory ride to the care center. Let's show you from Mike McLaughlin's car again what happened up at turn 3.
Of course, they were going down the back straightaway, and here is McLaughlin. You see Phil Parsons' car number 10 right on his left, and then he sees the smoke.
Yeah, that Pepsi 400 was delayed because of wildfires in Florida that year.
And
so now that makes
sense.
sense.
Hits the outside retaining wall pretty
hard.
Oh, jeez. And then the car of Eric Jones comes along and gets involved.
That could
as
be
well
the.
As we get the signal for one more lap to
look
go,
at that picture of that.
Speaking of Eric Jones, he said that's his first.
All right, wait a minute.
Today. Sort of
Sorry, guys.
Dale Fish line.
When I reboot my machine, everything switches its panels.
That team, and he wants to work out a 3-year deal to hire Eric Jones. He thinks the young man has a lot of
looking
potential
for
as a race driver in NASCAR, and so they totaled the car out.
Thank you for rating. Hola. Thank you so much. I didn't know you streamed. Since you stream, I will follow you.
Bottom of the grandstands that are not totally filled, but there are a lot of people out here at the concession.
I didn't even know what I had set up for raid. I'm glad that was kind of cool.
Bobby Hillen is in the number 8 car. He'll be trying to get back on the lead lap. as we come back to green with
Oh, I
50
see
to
why
go.
it's giving me a hard time. I gotta
He's
open
lined
it
up
with
on the
a
inside along with
stinking
Mark Green,
program.
one lap down.
Hey, see this?
grabs a gear,
I'm sorry it's so big.
and he has a good jump on Dale Earnhardt Jr. as they go
And it
turn
came
one.
up in my other screen.
That's what you want to do.
There's a
You
green
hold your breath.
flag.
The cars that are on the lead lap, in case fans are watching who might not be familiar with NASCAR racing in this series as well as this, you've got the lead lap cars.
I have to say, I think that this bumper is from South Boston, not Gateway, because I do see a ding in the rear of Tim's car. This is what I'm talking about. This is in my sister's garage, and this, I think, happened at South Boston, not Gateway, but it's got a ding in the area at Gateway too.
It's funny though, Ned, as close as
It's
Earnhardt
funny.
and Kenseth have run this year, and the two of them leading the points. In only 4 races have both drivers finished in the top 3. There to the inside, the 44 of Tony Stewart goes after the 4 of Jeff Purvis, chasing that 4th spot. Not going to get it this time. Let's join Bill Stevens in the garage.
Mike, there's a look of Kevin Grubb's car, and it took a wicked blast from the left front. You can see the
Yeah, it
tires,
did.
the front, the fender. As far as he's concerned, his crew tells me that he got his bell rung. He was woozy getting out of the ambulance. He went into the care center. We hope to get an update in a little while, but at least to get out of the car under his own power, and that's always a good sign.
You see Buckshot Jones still holding the lead that he built up. He might have even built on it a little bit. After the first lap of the restart, he'd built about a 5-car length lead, and now he might even be a little more than that ahead of Earnhardt.
Let's see, Ned. It was 0.66 seconds last time around. It shrunk maybe a 10th.
It did. 0.567 that time.
A 1/10 of a second around here doesn't mean much. Not when you're measuring that distance in just car length.
When you're setting up to qualify, it means a lot.
Yes. Oh, that's 10 spots.
Yes, but in the race, it doesn't mean quite as much. Of course, if you do it every lap.
Okay,
then
Buckshot
it does
Jones
mount
and
up.
Junior and
Earnhardt is
Kenseth,
becoming
top
closer.
3.
Moving
Purvis,
a little bit closer on him
Stewart,
now.
Santerre, Blaney, Bodine, LaJoy,
And Earnhardt is closing it down.
Allen Hall
Buckshot
Johnson. Let's see, where are
He's
we
taken
at?
another
Up
10th
to
out of that lead. 0.43 seconds this time
Okay,
by.
we're 1 lap
And
down.
while he's closing in, they're putting a little bit of
4th car,
distance
1 lap
on
down,
the
and
3rd place car
21st.
of Matt Kenseth.
Probably where he will finish.
Documented here this afternoon that Kenseth's car seems to run better the longer they run on green flag
But the
laps.
ding in the rear bumper on that car doesn't match the ding on the one we have on that rear bumper, the souvenir that we got. Souvenir or
17
whatever.
cars on the lead lap.
Scott Hansen is the last of those.
And 46 laps, about a quarter distance left to run.
I still don't know how we ended up with the bumper, but my sis has it.
Again,
Maybe
he
she
chops
went
a
to
10th
South
of a second out of
Boston.
Buckshot Jones' lead, and now he can just about reach out and touch the leader.
And a similar
There is a
battle going on for
final
between
Cars
Kenseth
Tour race. Dale
and the
Jr. will be
car
driving in it
before
this weekend.
Purvis.
And for 5th, Tony Stewart and Andy Santerre.
So there are 3
So much
car
cool
battles.
stuff about that race. I'm going to bring up some stuff on that after this.
Tries to take the measure again. He's moved right on his back bumper now.
Now you don't need to watch. No, not at all.
Well, it said .196 when they came across the start-finish line that time.
So here is the number 4 of Jeff Purvis closing on Kenseth. And right behind them, Andy Santerre closing right up on the 44 of Tony Stewart.
Shut the database.
A lot of good battles all the way back through the top half dozen here.
You see the 4 move in a little bit closer on Kenseth, especially in turns 3 and 4.
Looks like Noah's Ark, Ned. They're 2 by 2 for the first 6 spots. And then a little break where Dave Blaney has a little racing room on Randy LaJoy. Let's see which of these 3 battles get side by side first, because they're going to. There they are, all 6 of them.
I got a feeling it might be that battle up front, but we'll see.
There's the closest one right there, Stewart and Santerre. Santerre failed to qualify 2 weeks ago in Charlotte. His best finish this year, 10th at Richmond after starting on the pole. So he's on track for his best finish of the year.
Earnhardt tried the high line coming off of turn 4 that time on
That's not
Buckshot.
what I was
Didn't work
looking
for him,
for.
though. Any better than the low line. But you got to try those things. You got to take a look at where where he's running and where your car might, you can see if you can get a bite up there and get some traction off the turn. But you just try different things and see if he has a weakness and try to capitalize on it.
So the story's the same, 2x2 for the first 6 spots, and then Dave Blaney is starting to close in on the Tony Stewart-Santerre battle for 5th. Here's Earnhardt, slides the car off turn 4, trying to get the lead.
You wonder if the lap before, if it was a setup, tried to pass him on the high side, and this time he went to the low side. And Buckshot's car washes up the track just a little bit. Earnhardt gets the nose there, but he can't get the traction he needs off that short turn 2.
No, Buckshot came right back down with him to close the door. And it's still 3 pairs of cars for the first 6 spots, all nose to tail.
And they're all staying about the same distance apart. The second and third place battle about the same or third and fourth as they were before. They just can't close on them.
For more on Buckshot Jones, the race leader, here's Ralph.
Well, Mike, remember the one thing they fought all day is what you're seeing right there, a big push in that 00 as he goes down into the corner and he turns that wheel. The car does not want to turn to the left. It just wants to go straight up the racetrack. Buckshot has to wait for those tires to catch, and then finally it will come through the corner. So apparently that push not completely out of the car yet.
Thanks, Ralph. Coming hard, the 47 of Andy Santerre. Santerre gets underneath Tony Stewart. He takes over 5th place. For more on Andy Santerre, here's Bill.
They're very happy with Andy Santerre's car. In fact, crew chief Nicholas Short told him, just play it cool, save the tires. With about 20 laps to go, Andy Santerre will probably make a run toward the front and hope there's room at the table when he gets there.
Santerre is 5th, now Stewart is 6th, and Dave Blaney a fast closing 7th. There they are from 5th on back. The lead is close. Earnhardt is right there, right all over Buckshot Jones and looking for the lead. We'll be right back. Got it.
Third and fourth place cars had stabilized at about 1.7 or something, but now they've lost a bit of ground. Stable with the front runners, no more. They were about 1.7 seconds behind. Now they're about 3 seconds behind. So the front 2 of Buckshot Jones and Dale Earnhardt Jr. are pulling away from Matt Kenseth in 3rd.
Randy LaJoie moving up. Here's Tim
There's
Field
our car.
battling Bobby Hillen. That's the battle for 18th position. 1 lap
18.
down, and here's Randy LaJoie on the outside of Todd Bodine for 8th. Makes the pass.
2 veterans that have done a lot of racing in this series against each other.
And both cut their teeth in the New England Modifieds. Up front, Dale Earnhardt Jr. looking for the win and 5 more bonus points, or 5 more points, that is. If he can get past Buckshot Jones, Matt Kenseth, whose car was set up well for long runs, seems mired in 3rd and has now fallen. This car, number 17, is 3.5 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah, he's losing more than 1/10 of a second a lap.
But he's still hanging on to 3rd spot. You see all that empty track in front of him.
Yeah, he has pulled away from Purvis a little bit. Purvis, about 5 laps ago, was right on his bumper, but now he has a little bit of a cushion. There's Kenseth in 3rd place. And we'll see Purvis there. You see the distance behind. And here's that battle again between Todd Bodine and Randy LaJoie. LaJoie said, I just passed you a little bit ago. What's going on here?
Yeah, these two guys, they just love to turn the wheel. And I'll bet they're both grinning.
Probably so.
I wonder who owns that.
They wish it were for the lead.
That 30. I've never seen that 30 before. I had the database open. I shut it because I was looking for other things, but that's different. Of course, the Slim Jim was Bobby Labonte's team and all of that team's sponsor.
He's moved back up. You wonder if Earnhardt might have just backed off a little bit, cooled his tires, and sized him up and say, okay, let me make another run at him.
Here's Earnhardt, and there's the gap. It's just 2 car lengths, or about 0.3 of a second on the stopwatch. Now 3.5 seconds behind them before we get to number 17, Matt Kenseth and Robbie Reiser's Chevrolet. Then in 4th place, there's Jeff Purvis. He is only 0.6 of a second behind.
Also, a lot of times when cars don't qualify, they will put the sponsor on another car that did.
Coming back between the two open wheel stars, Tony Stewart.
On occasion. Didn't always happen, but
Tony Stewart in the number 44.
just depended on your little connections or
Blaney
whatever.
is closed in on Stewart.
And they're going to stay just about 2 car lengths apart. And if Blaney looks in his mirror, about another 12 car lengths behind them, he's going to find Randy LaJoie and Todd Bodine have broken off their battle, and they're trying to catch those two.
Yeah, no kidding. Something Bodine's not understanding right there.
Back up front.
Now, Bodines were our rival, like through my entire childhood. I remember one time booing Jeff Bodine because everybody else did, and I was a little kid. And my mom said, we don't boo anybody because Dad could work for him next week. And I ended up working for Bodine many years later. So, and the only other person I ever wanted to boo, but I didn't, was Jimmy Spencer, and we ended up working for him too. But it's kind of a weird position when you're the kid of someone that works on cars and their living is working on cars. You can't really, like, boo anybody, because if they ask Dad to work on a car, we'll be cheering for him the following week. So it was really odd. So we just kind of, I guess emotionally, we're unattached to the drivers that way. Like we didn't understand the fan experience from a young age. Blew an oil line if he's still running. He's doing a big bunch of damage to a motor. Oh God, he's spinning in his own oil. What's wrong? Why is he...
Let's check. He says the oil pressure seems to be okay, Mike. We'll see when they come in, but the NASCAR officials making them come in.
Of course.
Well, if it is the front wheel bearing, then he would not be putting down any sizable amount of oil or grease.
The other thing, Ned, you heard the driver say, he says, I don't know, I've never smelled anything like it.
Yeah.
So... We'll see what's wrong with Buckshot Jones as Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Strange fluid. He said he never smelled nothing like that. You know what it could be is a blown head gasket. That'll make, like when your steam mixes with the oil, that'll work. When your upper engine and lower engine are supposed to be separate and they're not. But usually you get no compression in one cylinder when that happens, so. Hard to say. They'll let us know.
Underneath the hood of the car, apparently what happened was an aluminum oil fitting, as you see on the oil on the underside of the hood, an aluminum oil fitting on an oil line got hot, expanded, and backed off. That opened up the line. The oil came out. They fixed that. He is back out, Bill Stevens.
I was right the first time. Blew an oil line.
They immediately told Dale Jr. from his pit to back off.
Just a few drops of oil make a lot of smoke on the headers. For real, even if it was just dripping.
It won't be a problem.
It had to have been just dripping.
Because a lot of that leaking oil, instead of flowing back onto Earnhardt's car, was going onto those hot exhaust headers and burning off. So Earnhardt's vision is apparently not too blurred. Buckshot Jones led for 43 laps today.
But that was a
That's a bummer. A little tiny aluminum fitting.
Get up there and get his vision. The windshield all covered up so that he couldn't see that well. When that happened, you know, we had talked about that they had a 3-second lead over Matt Kenseth, who was
16 cars on the lead lap.
1.5 seconds when Earnhardt was slowing down. But now Earnhardt has built it back up to a 2.46 second lead over Kenseth.
Let's show you what that looks like. Here's Earnhardt, left side of your screen, number 3. There's Matt Kenseth, just now coming into view.
I wish I could see lap times. Y'all that do these races and stuff, I know this is old and they didn't understand. The intervals, if it's not lap times, it kind of means nothing to us. Like, this means nothing. They showing this. Oh, yeah. It tells you exactly what you see with your eyes. He's 12 seconds behind. He's 18 seconds behind. It's a 20-second track. He's 10 seconds behind. He's a half a lap. You can see that with your eyes. You know? So, what you need is lap times. That's all that the racers go by. We don't go by miles per hour or anything. Just whatever 0.018 or whatever. But behind the leader, we can see that with our eyes, guys. It might be nice for your telemetry. And it's just one of my big pet peeves is watching a race and not seeing the actual lap times.
Not a great deal. Would get to see him occasionally when he would come to Hickory, North Carolina and race. But would read about it and hear about it.
I was handed a stopwatch at the age of 10 or so, or whatever. You know, I got a stopwatch at a very young age for Christmas and taught how to use it and ended up being able to score races in real life later on in life. And
he didn't just hand them everything on a silver platter and let them grade. He made them earn their way up in the sport, and I think that's good.
So anyway, that's stuff that most teams use as one of their most critical adjustments. You go by what your time is versus the leader, because you're racing for first position.
Have done that with their sons. Said, you're going to work on these cars. And
the interval shows that.
Did you do that with Dale and Glenn?
But
yes,
you know, you only
and it's the best way to do it because
you have to look at your number on the interval. Then you got to wait. Then they go through this about a gazillion times of all like the -1 and laps down or whatever.
That's about over 30 miles an hour.
But
yeah, let's not forget the Jarretts are a great racing family. Ned, 2-time NASCAR champion. Dale chasing a championship. Glenn had some success in late model sports.
then you got to remember, how many seconds was he behind last lap?
Generations of racing stars.
Well, it's nice to have the family involved. The sport of auto racing has been good to the Jarrett family, as it has been to the Earnhardts and the Pettys.
We always went by like tenths. If you had 3 tenths on a guy, you could pass him on the outside.
So Dale Earnhardt Jr. now has a 2.7-second lead on Matt Kenseth with 12
If you're
laps to go.
running the exact same speed as the leader, there's no sense in pitting till the leader pits. If you're running slower than the leader, you might have to pit a couple laps sooner. They call it short pit. All right, they showing miles per hour, but that doesn't help us either.
And so he's done a good job of that today, Kyle. If you're watching, and he's kept it out of trouble and has gotten a lot of experience.
Miles
today,
per hour.
Very valuable to him.
It tells me nothing.
Robbie Reiser's car. A lot of RPM drop in the corners here, about 8,000 on the straightaways, and you see it drop all the way to 5,000 in the middle of that third and fourth corner.
Yes, it does drop down quite a bit. That was turns 1 and 2 that they were going through right there, which is the turn that you would lose the most RPMs because it's a shorter turn.
Yeah, let's show you the difference because turn 3 and 4 is a much wider radius. The RPM only drops to 5,400 at the north end of the speedway.
Quite a difference. Which gives them a lot more speed coming off of that turn, but they're on a headwind here today going down.
My internet quality is fluctuating a lot.
8,100.
1 minute everything's clear, the next minute it's all blurry.
An engine with the 390 CFM carburetor, 9.5 to 1 compression.
By contrast, the Winston Cup cars run, 12 to 1 compression and a carburetor that's twice the size.
Yes, they run most of them an 800 or 850 CFM carburetor, and that difference in the compression makes a lot of difference in the horsepower, certainly.
10 laps to go. Here is your race leader, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Matt Kenseth, now 2.7 seconds back.
They might probably finish that way, I say.
He's just taking it easy now, not wanting to get that car in a slide or just be sure that he has it totally under control.
Well, he needs the 170 points to go.
If it was P18, I think that's where it was listed he finished. And I just looked at the stats, and I believe Earnhardt will win this.
And Santerre is facing a challenge from Tony Stewart.
And he's going to gain on the points to Kenseth because Kenseth had problems there.
Jason Keller going to go a 14th lap down here. He's been in and out of the garage.
Yeah, he was involved in an accident earlier in the day. Jason Keller finished second a year ago here at this racetrack.
And let's look at this battle for fourth place. Andy Santerre.
Well, Kenseth is in P2, but he'd probably finish P2.
Good race there from fourth through sixth position. There you see all three of them on the screen.
This will be the action as we come down to the final 7 laps here in St. Louis.
We'll be back when the finish is almost here. Well, the finish is almost here. So. And then I do a little look into Tri-County last year for the Cars Tour, see what's up.
He lost 4 laps when he had to come into the pit, so he is back in the 31st position. Tough break for Buckshot.
Yep, oil line fitting coming loose. Buckshot Jones tightened it back up, sent him back out. Costly. Perhaps cost him the win today.
Earnhardt Jr. has lengthened that lead.
That happens.
Last few laps. I'm sure that Matt Kenseth,
a lot of this is luck. Man, you just gotta always be positive and always be happy and be happy at racing because you can do everything. Like everyone says, oh, my team worked so hard. Every team works so hard. And every driver doesn't take forget pills and they all of a sudden don't know how to drive, okay? If you're at this level, you know how to drive. To get to this level, though, you got to be really likable. You got to be somebody that people want to put money behind. And when you go to look for a sponsor, don't say, I need this or I need that. Tell the sponsor what you can do for them, where your exposure is, what demographics you reach through TV, radio, media, what your schedule's like, personal appearances. What can you do for your sponsor? And don't do this all digitally only. I mean, digitally is okay, but your name in somebody's email isn't going to mean squat if you don't have, like, I don't even have it. Old rapper. They got to have something in their hands. Make sure they got a folder with your pictures and your cars and your accomplishments and the map of demographics that you reach worldwide, countywide, and show your sponsor what you can do for them. But you do want a folder on their desk that's kicking around in their way, okay? It gives you half a chance. They don't forget who you are when you walk out the door. But it all begins with being someone that the people like. It can be liked for many reasons, but back in the day, NASCAR had characters. I think Elton Sawyer has a bug up his ass for Carson. I think they're doing that kid wrong like they did Ross. They want to promote their people, not the ones that are good a lot of times. And this is just like...
And he should be. Here is Dale Earnhardt Jr. to take the white flag last.
They'll take everything good about a race car driver and squash him into their little box. I'm so mean, ain't I? But seriously, Carson's so good for our sport and you're doing nothing but kicking him in the ass all the time. And I think that's bullshit. But that's my opinion and I got one just like everybody else. Here we go with Dale Jr. winning. And it is a good lead into the Cars Tour, which Dale Jr. owns with 3 other gentlemen from racing. Earnhardt, Jeff Burton, Harvick, and Marks all own the Cars Tour. As far as I know. Now, NASCAR probably got their grubby mitts in there somewhere. Okay, because as soon as the Cars Tour had success, it looked like everybody wanted to get their mitts in it. But the Cars Tour is the best thing going right now as far as people working on the cars and all of that, and like having more say over their cars, having a rule book that's reasonable, junk like that. I mean, you're always going to have problems, but Dale and Burton and Harvick, they know what they're doing. And Justin Marks.
Here, professionally, they've become good friends.
But I'm pretty sure he's going to win the points this year. I know he wins the points, and he's been leading the points all season.
Everybody on their feet as Dale Earnhardt Jr. heads for victory lane here in St. Louis. We'll be right back.
Well, that's different. They drive up behind the pit boxes. That's cool. It's kind of nifty. There's the kid. The old man now. Pressure on that boy at that age was beyond. For him to come out on the other end and be a good guy, the kid's got character. I thought all those press patches said 8. I was like, why are they all got an 8 shirt? But it's just because it's blurry and it's far away. It's a cute little flag, isn't it? Alright, guys, enough of the flag.
In victory lane in 1998, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and he douses the crew in victory lane here. He's got them all soaked. He's going to go for one more bottle of Gatorade on the crew.
I upload these afterward to my YouTube channel. I'm not monetized on YouTube or anything. I just put them there, and if they run in commercials, I'll be mad because they're not supposed to. But I'm not monetized when I do any NASCAR stuff. I guess I'm monetized someday, I don't know, on just my nature shit. But
we got to tear that motor down. So it's going to take us a while to get home, so maybe old Dad can talk him into holding that race off for us, because we won't get home and watch it.
Well, your hood and window have a lot of soda on it right now, but did it have any oil from Buckshot Jones?
He was putting down just a little bit, but that brake fluid doesn't last long. Another lap or two, we done wore back off. First lap or something hit the windshield, knocked the post out of the windshield, and it's carrying on. I didn't know if he's going to stay in all day, so was kind of keeping an eye on that, and it's running real hot there early on, so we had to take some tape off of it. And I thought Matt had the better car of the both of us, but we made an adjustment on the last stop. We talked about it, and it really helped the car. And I want to thank AC Delco, of course, and all those sponsors, Coca-Cola and Burger King and everybody. You know, we're pretty happy. It's been a great year.
Well, you're getting down near the end of the season. You got Matt Kenseth chasing you. You hold ground here today. When do you start watching points, or you keep racing for victory?
We're watching points now, man. I swear, this is wearing me out. I can't sleep at night. It's tough. So we got to run wide open to the very end. That's the only way the fans want it anyways.
Well, let's check in with Bill Stevens.
Second place finisher Matt Kenseth. You were all over Dale Jr. today. Not quite enough.
Well, we were having a real good time out there. It's just it was backwards at the end, you know. That's the best we could get. I mean, really, Lyco Chevy was good. We were real balanced all day. That was the best we were. We're real good on long runs. It's just he had a faster race car than us, and plan to do something about that when we come back next year, but I couldn't ask for anything better. We had good pit stops. There was no more adjustments we could make to make it any faster. I was just as fast as car was going to go today, and he was better. We had a good time. You know, we definitely would have liked to win, but that's the best we ever run at a flat track all year long, and Robbie and the guys worked really hard for it and tested a lot, and it paid off.
And you had a good time because you and Dale are pretty good friends.
Yeah, we had a good time. You know, he passed me a couple times. I passed him a couple times. I just wish the last pass I would have passed him. I would have had a little better time.
Let's get with Jeff Purvis right here, third place finisher. Hey, last few races, the old guy here. You've been a terror.
Not quite good enough, though. We need to step up the pace a little bit. You know, I hated that I, had to sit out so many races because of Lance, they're a great sponsor, and I hate it for, the Phoenix Racing team. But, we've got some good race cars, and right through the middle of the race there, we had a little bit of radio problems, and I was having trouble communicating with the team, and it just it set us back a little bit. I wasn't as good through 1 and 2 as I was at the very first of the race, and, we just need to work on a few things. We'll be there.
String of top 5 finishes in the last 4 races. This guy, somebody to watch. Mike?
Well, he's 39 years old. He's not yet old, but when you're racing against 20 and 22-year-olds, I guess it's a way to look back. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the winner here in St. Louis. We'll be back with more coverage from Gateway International Raceway on CBS Sports after this.
I think that's all they really have on that. It looks like it's just going to end. So I'm going to stop that. Take this off the screen. And guys, I got a little closing stuff. We're going to look at some Cars Tour stuff. I brought up Twitter just to read real quick. There's no better way to kick off Protect Your Hearing Month, right? Sound Gear, Flow Racing, and Z-Max products. The race day schedule this weekend for Tri-County. Pits open at 11:30. Practice and all of that going on. I was just looking at the ARCA stuff, see what's up with that. So they're going to race Saturday. The green flag's at 8 p.m. Prolates too. Pre-race. Oh, man. 11:30 on Saturday. Okay. What else is up? Okay, this is Huffman's car. I'll take a tall glass of Josh Sellers, please. So, yeah. This is at Carroll Speed Shop. His Reynolds Racing chassis. Sponsored by Josh Sellers this week and Jeff's Auto. Who else is on there? Jeff's Auto Sales. Oh, yeah. Industrial Battery and Charging. Yep. They've been on there all year. Bunch of great sponsors on Huffman's car this race. And let's see, that's an ad. Mini Tyrell. There's a lot of raffles going on, guys, for gloves and stuff. It's Save the Tatas, throwback and everything at the track. Let's see, Kitzmiller, Team Hornaday Development. Isaac Kitzmiller will be driving the Rackley War car at Tri-County. Cars Tour last year's Soundgarden ended with Butterbean and Jake Bowman celebrating in Cookout Victory Lane. Let me see. Brendan Queen. I was looking for it to say Butterbean, but Butterbean won it last year. Did his traditional Waffle House stop. He's running ARCA now. That's a nice shot. It's a good one. Okay, what else is going on? The part I want to see is Wilkesboro stuff. Let me see if Tri-County. Not meaning to make you dizzy, but I'm looking for a specific post. Sound Gear. Low Race and Trico. There it is. I'm not following them? Are you kidding me? What's wrong with me? No wonder I couldn't find it. May 13th, night at the races. I gotta go back to the car store page. Okay, we're gonna scroll down. Don't get dizzy. This is what I'm needing to know before I go. Tickets available in advance. You gotta download the app. Okay. Pit passes, track details. Let's see. Event info. The Cause Tour is rolling into Dark County on Saturday, October 4th for a night of high-octane action. And all of that. I showed you the schedule. Hudson, North Carolina. Track details. Dun, 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 dun. Website. Purchase. Skip the line. Okay, I gotta do that. I'm not sure if they're still available. I would imagine they are. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So we shall see if let me click here, see what else it has. Okay, general admission pit passes available at pitpay.com/event. Pit pass 45 purchase. Okay. All right. That's what I'm gonna do if we're gonna go. Gotta see what the budget is after we get our bills done today. See if we're going. I can try one other thing. Oops, sorry. Oops. So highlights of last year. Now, I don't know. I could get like totally, like they could totally shut this off. I'm not sure. But this is basically Tri-County Speedway. I'm only going to do a few minutes of this, so please don't. I'm not going to show your whole thing, guys. It's an 8-minute video. I'm going to show 1 minute of it. Don't copyright me and kill my channel. I don't care about the monetization. I'm advertising for y'all. Okay, Tri-County Speedway. This is what it looks like. It's a little tiny bull ring. Little tiny bull ring. All the passes for this upper row with cars is already sold out. So, anyway, this is what it looks like to race there. Alright, so that's where I'll let you know if I'm there. Put it that way. Alright. Shut that down. Okay, guys. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Or, yeah, tomorrow. And we'll do the next race in line, which I closed the thing, so I don't even know where it is. But anyway, I am going to raid you out to somebody. It might be different. Might be something different. So, it's actually something I like to watch at night. Because it's really cool at night. And during the day. This is one of my favorite channels. So I'm raiding you out to this. And you will enjoy it. Trust me. Have a good day, guys. And love you, mean it. See you at the races. Peace out.